Questions you want to ask a real estate broker is what types of agents succeed here? And what I mean by that is what types of agents succeed here. So are they people friendly agents? Are the agents that need to be up in your face, interacting with people all the time? Are they tech-based agents? Are they agents that need CRMs and tools and websites and all, social media to bring in business and close deals? Are they agents that only go by numbers? Like, for example, like a commercial agent that deals strictly with numbers and big buildings, industrial, farmland? Do you have to be organized, like super organized as an agent, or do you have someone that's going to handle your transactions and your business, some of the business aspects for you? Next, you want to ask, is it a team-centric based brokerage? Do you need to be an independent? Do you need to be a team-based agent, or do you need to be an independent agent? Different brokerages require different skill sets. So a team-based brokerage might require you to be on a team, and you might have better success there. Or you can join a more independent brokerage where you don't need any help. It depends on you and your subjective Another question you want to ask is, what strategy have you found to be the most successful? So what strategy works here at your brokerage? And a lot of brokerages will say, oh, everything works. And that is true. Everything can work in a sense, but what strategy is the most successful? So make sure you emphasize that. What's the most successful? Is it cold calling that's the most successful here at this real estate brokerage? Is it tech-based solutions that's most successful? Is it social media-based solutions? Is it grinding, like door knocking every day, or door knocking, a few times out of the month? What strategy is the most successful for your agents here at this brokerage? Because what works in one market won't work in another market. Let's take, for example, luxury. It might be pretty hard to go door knock for luxury apartments. So make sure you ask your broker what strategy have they found to be the most successful for the agents within that question. That's highly important, and this is especially important for new real estate agents. And you want to frame this the same, just like this. So a lot of people will say, do you have new training? Of course they have training for new agents, but you want to word that a little bit differently. So you want to say, can you tell me about your training for new real estate agents? See, you leave that open, and it gives that broker or the person that you're interviewing a chance to tell you all about it instead of just a yes or no answer. So that's another question that you want to ask. Let's repeat that question. Can you tell me about your training for new real estate agents? A simple question that you want to ask is, ask them to tell you about the MLS. Like, what MLS services do you provide here at this broker? Because you're going to come across some brokers and they're going to be in different regions. So the MLS in different areas are sorted by regions. So for example, here in Philadelphia, I'm in Philadelphia. Our main MLS is Bright MLS, and I can do some business over in New Jersey, but my MLS doesn't have all of the comps over in New Jersey. So I do a lot of virtual stuff, and I need access to another MLS over there to get within that region. So that means I would have to pay for another MLS, or depending upon your broker, they may have some tools and resources where they're paying and you don't have to pay, and you can utilize that MLS. So ask them to tell you about how the MLS works there at that broker. Another question that you want to ask is, you want to have them tell you about the administrative support that they provide at the office. So you can ask, this is a yes or no question. So you can ask, do you provide administrative support here at this real estate broker? And some will say no, and some will say yes. And you have to determine if you're able to thrive with or without an administrative assistant. So some real estate brokers will provide you with that administrative assistant automatically. It'll be part of your startup fees, your startup costs. Some even provide transaction coordinators, you name it. But some brokerages don't. So that's a question you want to ask and you want to find out about, because you may need that administrative support. Some people need that support, some people don't. So ask about the administrative support there at that broker. It's not so common, but it's still a question that you want to ask. With today's technology, back in the day, as a real estate agent, you had an office, and at that office, people will call into the office if they were interested in buying or selling a house, and that broker that broker will filter those leads by giving it to agents within the broker or keeping them for himself. So make sure you ask the broker, how do you handle incoming leads? Here to the broker. Another important question that you want to ask and be sure about is you want them to tell you about the commission structure. So for example, some brokerages, especially when you're first starting out, they require you to pay a little bit more than the average agent or the agent that's been there for some time. So for example, here at EXP, when you first start and you're a brand new agent, the commission structure is, I believe, it's 60-40. So 60% goes to you and 40% goes to your broker for the first 3 transactions. So that's one of the ways our commission structure is set up. But after that, we have an 80-20 split. So after you complete 3 transactions, and this is for the entirety of you being a real estate agent with the company, after you complete 3 transactions, your commission structure goes it changes. So now you're at 80% goes to you and 20% goes to your broker. So ask your real estate broker about the commission structure. I've seen some where the agents get in and it's 50-50 the entire time. Or I've seen some where it's 100% the entire time, but there may be some administrative fees or transaction fees involved with it. So find out about how that commission structure. Ask that broker what that commission structure is like. Have them explain it to you in detail so you know and understand what you're going to be paying to your broker dependent upon the transaction. So another question you want to ask is, what types of marketing material do you provide to real estate agents? So you ask these real estate brokers what kind of marketing do they provide, because some real estate brokers will provide you with absolutely no marketing, and that might be okay with you. You might have like a social media presence already. You might have a YouTube channel or something like that where you absolutely need no marketing, or you might have a phone book and you know how to tap into your sphere where you don't need marketing help or marketing assistance. But it's highly important that you ask what types of marketing material are provided here at my real estate, here at your broker. You want to ask about, do you provide signage, like signs that you see in people's lawns or, billboards, stuff like that. You want to ask about those things, what they provide. And you want to ask about, do they provide social media? You give me social media management so I don't have to manage my own social media. You might not be great at social media, so you might need that type of marketing support. Do they give you business cards? Business cards aren't, as popular as they used to be back then, but they can still be very helpful. You could be out somewhere and someone asks you a question and you might be able to help them. Do you get like a name tag? Sometimes when I go out, I wear my name tag and that might bring me some business. Video marketing support. Do they have like a studio? That's a big one. Do you have a studio where I can go in and record some videos for my future prospects or current prospects? Do you do like agent spotlight where you provide some marketing or agent for maybe a day or maybe a year and they can get incoming leads from that agent spotlight? So when you're interviewing broker, you want to ask, what types of marketing material do you provide? Another question you want to ask is, what other fees am I responsible for? So outside of your commission split, there will be more fees that you're responsible for. So ask about those fees. Or am I responsible for my MLS fee? Am I responsible for my realtor's board fee? These are different fees that may kind of blindside you that people don't tell you about. These are fees that you will be responsible for. You just have to find out what the cost is, how much those fees are. For example, here at EXP, we have an 80-20 split. Each 80-20 split on each transaction. We also have a monthly tech fee of $85, right? So our tech fee is $85, but what about the rest of everything else? Like E&O insurance. There's an E&O fee that comes out of the transactions. Some people just charge you that fee up front. Some people charge you that fee at the end of the year. It all depends on how that broker have things set up. So another thing you want to find out in regards to the fees is, how often are they? Do you have transactional fees? Or do you have monthly fees? Are there quarterly fees? Or are there annual fees? Find out what the fees are and find out how often they are, so you're not blindsided when you sign up for that real estate broker. Another question you want to find out about is, does that office have a specialty or niche? Some offices only work with specific types of clients or specialize in working on and focusing on those clients only. So for example, first-time home buyers is a specific niche within the real estate industry, and you can come across a real estate broker that only wants to work with, and they specialize in dealing with first-time home buyers. And they may take some other clients once in a while, like let's just say the first-time home buyer client broker only wants to work with first-time home buyers, but they might come across a listing where a first-time home buyer client might have a relative or someone and they might refer them, but that's not their specialty. So find out what the specialty is for that real estate broker and ask about if they have a specialty. You might want to have a specialty, and you might only want to work in a specific industry. So you need to find out what type of specialties those real estate brokers have. So a few more specialties or niche could be new construction. You could have luxury real estate. It could be commercial real estate, industrial, or you can have geo-specific industries. Like let's just say, for example, I'm in Philadelphia. We have some brokers that only want to work in Center City, Philadelphia. We have other brokers that might cover only the entire Philadelphia, but they won't go outside of Philadelphia, like to other counties or other states. So find out if that office have a specialty. If they have a specialty that you're interested in, consider joining. If not, look around, check around for other brokers and see what they specialize in. I want to make this the final question. I don't want to keep you too long, but if you're interested in the rest of the questions, I'll post a link to a PDF or a screenshot or a website where you can get the rest of these questions. You want to print those questions out, save them, or bookmark the page so you can have this with you when it's time for you to interview real estate brokers. And the final question is going to be, so ask and find out about what's the office culture like for that real estate broker. So I've been to offices where I've seen it's very, very pushy, and it's like really reminds you of kind of like Wolf of Wall Street. Like it's very, very pushy in your face, and it's highly competitive. And some people might like and appreciate that type of environment. Some might not, but find out about that office culture. Another example of office culture is the office is really relaxed and they don't really have any goals. And it's the complete opposite of that first one that I mentioned. It's like very, very pushy. Another decent office culture that I come across is like a very family centric and team centric office culture. So find out about the office culture for the real estate broker that you're interviewing, and find out what will fit you best. It's going to be subjective depending upon what you're looking for, but these are the questions that you want to ask. So again, like I mentioned before, I'm going to post a link to the description to the rest of the questions in the description below, and you can either click on that link to get the PDF, you can go straight to the website, or to be a screenshot for you to take with you for when you're interviewing your real estate broker. So I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have more questions that you might that you consider good questions, post it below so someone else can see that question and use that question. So I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye. Today, I'm going to go over questions to ask your real estate broker, and I'm going to start immediately. So the first question that you want to ask a real estate broker that you're interviewing is, what types of agents succeed the most in your brokerage? And the reason why you want to ask this question is because different agents will fit into different environments and provide, get the fuck out of here. Next is, what strategy have you found to be the most successful? So just like different brokerages will require different environments, that office will only work with people that are interested in buying. Not only, but they'll. So another thing you want to find out is, does your agent